Hello everyone, Marcel here. I had intended this to be kind of a Halloween special, but it didn't make it out in time. I wanted to talk about some things that have kind of pissed me off lately, involving one of my favorite movie series and how it's been hijacked. Or at the least, they ran out of ideas with it and decided to go a massively wrong direction. It's fairly commonplace. You see it in big movie productions all the way down to the cheaper stuff, and honestly, it bugs the shit out of me. I'm going to avoid spoilers, but there might be a couple of little ones for older videos. To any of those who watch, like the new Strain series, the second season came out quite a while ago. And I finally sat down and started watching it, and about a third, half the way into it, there's this love affair that happens between two of the characters. And it sucks up the entire episode. So I don't mind so much if there's a love scene in a movie or a series. It doesn't bother me any, and honestly, there are series out there that base most of what they do on drama. I mean, even following with the vampire genre. Take True Blood, for example, or Twilight. I mean, those are just dripping with feminine drama. It's fine. There's people out there that are into that. But the thing that was nice about Strain is it went the opposite direction. It was pretty much pure, raw, masculine, hacking apart vampirist creatures, and it avoided most of the drama. In fact, it went the opposite. It desexualized vampires, and I liked that because it went back to the original origin of what it was to be a vampire, which was bad, right? And then they come out with this next season, and it's like, oh look, love affairs in the middle of a vampire apocalypse. Yeah, let's all take a break for that and have some nice drama in the mix. They did this with The Walking Dead, too. They went through the first season, and I loved it. It was awesome. It was perfect. But then the second season comes out, and it just went flat. And it was nothing but drama, 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 fueled primarily by estrogen. I understand that they want to make a diversified series in the sense that they cover all their bases, and people come to their shows expecting something. Everybody gets what they came for. I get that. But there's nothing wrong with having something more specialized as well. I was watching series that didn't have the drama because when I see it, I feel like I'm in that guy's shoes. I went through all that. I had women treat me that way. So I don't get any viewing pleasure from watching it happen to another guy. I did the same thing when it comes to war. I'd been through all that. So when one of my friends comes up to me and says, hey, play this new war video game that's out, not that I have any issues with them, I don't get any entertainment value from it. I don't enjoy it because I've already been there. I've already done that. I've burnt out on the concept of going to war, so I don't appreciate playing a game involving it. Yeah, you may maybe like Fallout 4 or something, throw some zombies in there. Fine, it's fun, but to try and do it just raw and clean, just war in of itself with people, I don't appreciate the entertainment value in it anymore. Maybe the artistic, like if they do a really good job at it. But anyway, so when I see these series that show me all of this girl drama, it's like, I did that. I've already been there. I don't appreciate having that thrown in my face over and over again, having to watch the guy behave in such a retarded way over it. And then you get these series that's all they rely on after a while. They run out of ideas, so they're like, well, crap, let's stick a woman in there and have her screw everything up. And then they start doing the musical chairs dating shuffle, and that's what the majority of the series is going to be from that point on. And then they always tend to follow the classic blue pill crappy mindset behind it. Has anyone seen any current examples otherwise? Basically, you get a typical guy does the beta male cuck thing, and instead of just basically dumping the girl on her ass and moving on. I mean, there's monsters to go kill. Seriously. You're really going to be chasing tail in the middle of an apocalypse. That's the most important thing on your mind? Maybe it's just because of my training or because I'm a little bit of a survivalist. I would not put up with any of the crap that these guys in the series put up with. And it's not even a gendered issue. I wouldn't put up with it from anybody, male or female. let alone in the sense of like, well, I need to get laid, so I'm going to let this person put me in jeopardy. What is your life worth? Now, if you ever did watch The Walking Dead, the second season, there's a reason why the second season sucked. The YouTube creator that kind of opened my eyes to all that, his channel's called yourmoviesucks.org. He does a really awesome job tearing apart videos for the truth behind them. And he's ridiculously sarcastic, he's funny, he's real. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check him out. So it hasn't always been this way with movies, though, and with series. Look back on some of the older videos, for example, The Martian Chronicles. A guy went and basically they were the last two people on the whole planet Mars, ran into a woman in the city that didn't want to leave because she didn't want to leave all her stuff, all of her purses and things. She treats him like crap. Expects him to fix the plumbing and cook for them, and he's thinking, well, shoot, at least at the end of this I'll get laid. And then goes for it, and she's like, no, that's not what we're doing here. You're just here to help me out and be basically a male servant. So what does he do? He leaves her ass there, flies away, and doesn't ever go back. They would never get away with doing that nowadays, would they? Here's another example of an older movie, A Boy and His Dog. He's got this dog that has the ability to talk to him, and they go through this kind of a post-apocalyptic scenario. At the end of the movie, they're traveling with this woman, and they're starving. As I recall, the woman is just complaining and whining, and she's annoying, and they're all hungry, and they're going to have to eat something. She either implies that they should eat the dog, or we get the idea that they're going to. But then at the end of it, it shows him and his dog talking, and he looks at the dog. He's like, well, would you like any more? And the dog's like, nah, I couldn't eat another bite. They basically ate the girl. I busted a gut when I heard that. A more modern video that came out years ago, Constantine, had a really nice spin on it. They would come right up to a point where you'd think that he would get involved with someone, the main character, and then at the last second he wouldn't. So it would screw with the audience's head. And if you watch the special features, that was intentional. We need more movies and series that are going to do that are going to be brave enough to actually go that route and give people what they don't expect, because that's what keeps movies interesting. But more important than that, I want to see men actually being men, like with a set of metaphorical balls, that they're not afraid to behave the way they should in that kind of a situation. I can't be the only one, MGTOW or not, that wants to walk away from a series when I see my favorite male character go all simp mangina over a woman in the middle of the show. Anyway, I appreciate it if you listened through that entire rant on me geeking out about my series that I like to watch. And if you have any comments about it, things that you've seen or heard, let me know down below. If you want to hear more from me on subjects like this, like and subscribe.